Okay. So guys, please make a note of some points, vendor creation. Okay. So I'm requesting to all of you, please copy till this one. Please copy. Because today we are going to start with accounts payable, and this is the main point we need to understand. So please make a note of it, then one by one I will discuss. If you have finished, then please tell me. Okay, हो जाने से बताना. Done, guys. Only the highlighted part, huh? Do not copy this IC8G, IC8S, or something like that. No need to copy that. Okay. And don't take screenshot, please. Okay, please make a note of it. Because these are the important T code, important steps you need to remember for any kind of accounts payable interview. So from today onwards, uh, our job oriented training we are going to start. Because in end user level, most of the company they are looking for accounts payable, accounts receivable, something like that. So today we are going to start with accounts payable FI part. So these are the most important for SAP FI in job oriented. Okay, and till now whatever we have done, I think from the configuration you have understood one thing. With this kind of configuration is like a once in a lifetime configuration, like uh, company code creation, okay, chart of accounts creation. Then we have done with document splitting, okay, house bank creation, because bank account we are not going to open day by days. It's a like once in a lifetime. Okay, so today onwards, we are going to enter into a day-to-day transaction type task, okay, where we need to perform all the day-to-day task. So vendor creation, the invoice which we are going to receive from vendor, the post of such invoice, then make the payment to the vendor. So this is a hardcore task. We are going to start both consultant level as well as in individual level. So let's start. So in accounts payable FI module, we are going to cover three things. Number one is vendor master record. So we need to configure the vendor like GL master record we have done. So vendor master record is also there. Next will be the payment configuration. Okay, payment configuration means once you have received the invoice from vendor, now you need to make the payment to the vendor. Okay, so we need to configure the payment because in SAP we will get to know that there are two types of payment. SAP में दो तरह का payment हम लोग देखेंगे. Okay, number one will be automatic payment and number two will be the manual payment. Okay, manual payment means it's like we need to pay manually. Okay, and last is a report. Report is very important because we need to check the vendor balance, vendor outstanding report, vendor clearing report, each and everything. And if you want to do the vendor reconciliation, so that thing also we can do it from the report. So these are the three major area where we need to respond in SAP FI in accounts payable. But first of all, before doing anything else, you have to maintain and you have to start maintaining with this vendor master record. आपको vendor master record से start करना है. And vendor master record means in simple sentence, it is nothing but it's a vendor creation, or in simple words, creation of the sundry creditors. Okay. So vendor master record, payment configuration report, we need to understand one by one. Okay. So right now, these are the steps to create the vendor master record. But before entering into the vendor master record, we need to understand few things about the vendor. Okay. So let's start with that. So guys, remember one thing in SAP, whenever you are going to create a fresh vendor, so you should remember that there are two types of vendor in SAP. I repeat, there are two types of vendor in SAP. I mean, if I consider the master record wise, so we can create vendor in a two types. Okay, number one, centrally vendor. Number two is a decentrally vendor. So whenever you are going to facing this kind of going to face this kind of questions, okay, what are the variety of vendors in SAP? So your answer should be if we consider the vendor master record, so then two types of vendor. Number one is a centrally, number two is a decentrally. Vendor records by using centrally and decentrally. Now, what is the difference between the vendor centrally and decentrally? Okay, I'm going to show you. Okay, so centrally or decentrally, it depends on the vendor database. The database which you are going to maintain for your vendor, depending on this, your vendor should be classified either centrally or decentrally. आप जो vendor के लिए database maintain कर रहे हो, उसके ऊपर base करके we can figure out, we can configure centrally as well as decentrally. So guys, if I am asking you, I am going to maintain the vendor information or sundry creditors information. So just apply your common sense and tell me, okay, what are the information do you want to maintain a record of vendor? Okay, let us start with this thing. So if I'm going to maintain a vendor, अगर मुझे vendor का record maintain करना है, so first of all, what information do I need to collect? So the name of the vendor, address of the vendor. Okay. Next, what else? I'm talking about this kind of information. If you want to maintain or configure a vendor in your system, be it SAP, be it Tally or wherever. So what are the information regarding vendor you need to collect so that you can maintain a solid record of your vendor? So name of the vendor, address of the vendor, and communication details of the vendor. These two I have given it to you. Now next what? Come on यार, apply your common sense. क्या क्या दरकार होगा बोलो?
Sir, whether the vendor is for payment of revenue transactions or capital transactions?
You mean vendor for the revenue or vendor for the fixed asset, right? Like this, right?
Capital expenses.
Okay, fine. Next, what else?
The credit period,
Credit period.
GST.
Credit period is not like this. It's called payment terms. Okay. Don't say GST. Say vendor compliance. Like PAN of the vendor. Okay. GST and number of the vendor. What is the GST of the vendor? Clear the sentence in the correct manner. Na? GST of the vendor. What is the meaning of it? GST and number of the vendor. Okay. Yes. Bank
Okay.
details. Okay. Sachin is saying bank details. Of course, the bank details of the vendor, because if I need to transfer the amount directly to the vendor bank account, so I need to know the IFS code and as well as the bank account number. Similarly, if I'm going to issue the check, so proper name should be there. Okay. Yes. What else? Apart from this, what else? So what you guys are suggesting? Name of the vendor, address of the vendor, communication details like phone number, email ID of the vendor. Okay, then bank details of the vendor. Acha, vendor classification on the basis of vendor for the goods or vendor for the, I mean, sorry, vendor for revenue or vendor for fixed asset. Okay, next is compliance part of the vendor, like PAN of the vendor, GST number of the vendor, and payment terms. Payment terms means you guys are saying that okay, credit period. So credit period is nothing but it's called payment terms. Yes. Apart from that, anything else? I want the answer from each and every students present right now with me. So please, everyone participate. Guys, anything else? See, contact number. Saurabh, I told several times the contact number. Vendor's proper name. Sir, we have started with this. You missed that, I guess. See, guys, the price basis. There is a concept called price basis. Now, what is the meaning of price basis? When the vendor will issue a invoice, so what are the content of the invoice should be maintained. So if we are going to maintain the vendor for goods or vendor for our stock, so definitely when vendor will raise the invoice, vendor will maintain the name of the product along with the price of the product, of course, then GST, trade discount, whatever. Next part should be, sir, carriage or freight charges should be added in the invoice? Question mark. Okay. Next is Shobik, whatever the things we are discussing, you just maintain a note and send it to us. Try different, sir. आपने कुछ नया नहीं बोले हो, हम लोग इतना देर से जो रिपीट कर रहे हैं तो वही आप बोले हो. So कुछ नया सोचो. So guys, price basis. What is the meaning of price basis? So if the vendor is quoted that कि vendor will issue the CIF challan or CIF bill, CIF, it means that vendor will maintain the cost of the product or cost of the service, plus in case of goods, insurance amount, transit insurance. I hope you guys, we all know this term. What is the meaning of transit insurance or something like that? So insurance amount should be maintained in the price, I mean in the invoice, as well as the freight charges also. So this is called price basis or price terms, okay, on which basis vendor will create the invoice. So in India, we used to get CIF bill, CFR, or in case of import, we used to get FOB. FOB stands for free on board. So these are the popular price basis which we are using in India. Okay. So guys, tell me one thing. Have you understood the meaning of price basis? It is nothing but it is a part of the invoicing. If while we are going to raise the invoice, what are the content we should maintain in the invoice? So invoice will definitely definitely invoice, I mean the price of the product, price of the service definitely should be there. Apart from the pricing, what are the other item we can maintain in the invoice? So if I quoted that I'll be issuing the CIF bill, so I will add two more things: the insurance, transit insurance, while the goods are in transit, if the insurance is required, so that insurance amount I will maintain in the invoice, and whatever the freight charges will be there, so that freight charge I should include in the invoice. So this is called CIF. Next is a CFR, cost and freight. So in cost and freight challan, only cost of the product, cost of the service, and freight of the product should be maintained. So this is also a part of the vendor information. Okay, what will be the vendor price basis? So guys, whatever the information you are sharing with us, अब तक जो भी तक information आप लोग share किए हो हम लोग के साथ, on the basis of that, we can classify basic data, okay, company code data, purchase organization data. Just a minute, guys. Okay, so guys, right now whatever the content we are sharing with you, like vendor name, name of the vendor, okay, address of the vendor, so all this information further classified into three this data segment. जितना सारा इंफॉर्मेशन आप लोग शेयर किए हो, जैसे शोभिक एक लिख के दिया, थैंक्स शोभिक, वेंडर नेम, कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर, स्टोर एड्रेस, बैंक डिटेल्स, मोड ऑफ पेमेंट, पेमेंट टर्म्स, whatever, so this should be further classified into these three data segment: basic data segment, company code data segment, and purchase organization database segment. So if you are going to maintain all these three, like basic data, company code data, purchase organization data, so it means you are maintaining vendors centrally. Or if you are going to respond only these two, basic data and company code data, it means what? It means you are going to maintain vendor decentrally. So on the basis of your database maintenance, like up to which part you are going to maintain, your vendors shall be classified centrally as well as decentrally. So purchase organization data, this item shall be classified between centrally vendor as well as decentrally vendor. Every one of you getting this? Any confusion? Now, what are the component coming under the basic data? What are the component coming under the company code data? Let's see while we will be maintaining the vendor master record. But before that, just you need to understand कि whatever the information we are going to collect for our vendor master record purpose, that entire information shall be classified into these three data segments. Number one is a basic data segment, number two is a company code data segment, and number three is a purchasing organization database segment. So these three will constitute a vendor centrally. And if you are not going to maintain the purchase organization data, that means you are going to maintain the vendor decentrally. Okay, now the question is arising, sir, which information coming under the basic data segment, which information will be coming under the company code data segment? Sir, please tell us. Yes, definitely. After a few minutes, definitely I'll show you and you'll get to know that. But before that, you should maintain this note also. Okay, what are the data segment for the centrally vendor and what are the data segment for the decentrally vendor? Please make a note of it. Centrally and decentrally, you'll get to know.
Sir, how we will get to know the difference between centrally and decentrally? Like what all will come in centrally database and what will come in decentrally database?
Purchase organization. The only thing is purchase organization.
Only because of that difference.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, absolutely. Because purchase organization is a part of the MM, material management module, and company
Yes,
code and
yes.
basic data is a part of your FI. So when you are going to integrate these two different module FI with MM, it means that you are going to
MM.
maintain centrally. So purchase organization will create the difference, centrally or decentrally.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Decentrally.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
absolutely. Yes, guys, please make a note of it. सब लोग note कर लो please. हो जाए तो बताना please, हाँ.
Sir, done.
Okay, so now let us know, sir, what are the information coming under the centrally? I'm sorry, basic data, company code data, so and so. Okay, so let us discuss one by one. Acha, purchase organization. The point purchase organization. This will make the difference between centrally or decentrally. Sir, what is purchase organization? Sir, we'll discuss. Purchase organization. Sachin, recharge the account, yeah. Send the mail to the Vasu and tell recharge the account. So he will recharge. So purchase organization, the configuration of the purchase organization, it is a part of the MM. Okay, material management. So if you want to create the vendor centrally, so remember one thing, you have to taking care of two modules. FI which you are in right now, and to create the purchase organization, to configure the purchase organization, you need to go to the next module that is called material management. So guys, if you remember the first class lecture, so I told you that time ke in ICA we are going to maintain the FI and CO. I mean, we are going to provide the training on FI and CO. But apart from FI and CO, we are going to discuss two more modules like MM and SD also, material management and sales and distribution also. So from now onwards, we need to taking care of both the two modules, MM as well as FI. Okay. So sir, let's start with the vendor master record creation. Okay. So guys, now please try to understand how shall we proceed. So first of all, you need to create accounts group. These are the universal step whenever you are going to create the vendor for the first time, guys, for the first time, not the subsequent one. For the first time in your company code, whenever you are going to create the vendor, so you have to maintain this. First, you have to create the accounts group for the vendor. Second, you know that okay, while we have created the GL, so every GL should be numbered. A number can be any digit, 6 digit, 5 digit, 4 digit, but should be numbered. The number range should be there. And obviously, whatever the number range you are going to select, that should be assigned to the accounts group. So these three steps will be the once in a lifetime configuration. For the very first time, when we are going to start our configuration, the vendor, that time only we are going to do but once. After configuration this, in the subsequent vendor configuration, no need to create it again. Now sir, what is the meaning of account group creation? So Anmol sir, you told me that time, okay, so there is a classification of the vendor on the basis of their dealings. So some vendor
Yes, sir.
will be getting from whom we are going to purchase the stock. Some
Yes,
vendors
sir.
are there, we are going to procure the service. That will be my service vendor, like internet service, audit service, advertisement service. And some vendor definitely from whom we are going to buy our machineries, plant, okay, furniture. So they are the vendor for my fixed asset. So accounts group will be that parameter. I repeat, guys, accounts group will be that
Yes, sir.
parameter on the basis of which you can bifurcate. So if you are going to maintain these three types of vendor, like vendor for the goods, vendor for the service, and vendor for the capital goods like fixed asset. So you need to create three accounts group. One accounts group for the vendor for the goods, second accounts group for the vendor for the services, and the third is one that is vendor for capital goods. Every one of you getting this? Yes, no? So sir,
Yes, sir.
accounts group,
Yes, sir.
how many accounts group we need to create? It depends on your classification. It depends on your how many types of vendor you are going to maintain. If I consider Tata Motors or this kind of company, so guys, you know that they must have buy the goods from outside India also. I mean, they are engaged in a import. So you can create another classification foreign vendor, because foreign vendor there must be a currency exchange, because they are not going to accept our Indian rupee, they will accept in their currency. So currency fluctuation should be there. Foreign exchange fluctuation reserve calculation should be there. So you can create another accounts group for the foreign vendor, like vendor for foreign vendor. So the parameters is totally will be the user choice. Okay, parameters totally will be the user choice. So much, guys. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I have a call. Just give me 1 minute, please. Okay. So I repeat, guys, once again. Parameter should be totally the user choice. Okay, there should be a domestic vendor, there should be the foreign vendor, there should be the vendor for goods, vendor for service, whatever. So whatever the classification you have, every classification should be known as the accounts group in SAP. So sir, how many accounts group shall we create? It totally depends on your choice. There will be no hard and fast rule. You must create at least 3 accounts group. You must create at least 5 accounts group. Nothing like that. It should be on your own convenient. आपको जैसा ठीक लगे कि if I am going to create 5 accounts group, so 5 accounts group I need to create. One is for vendor for goods, one for the vendor for service, one for the vendor for fixed asset, and all these vendors shall be further classified domestic and foreign. So domestic vendor as well as foreign vendor. So you can create like this. But remember one thing, accounts group creation is a once in a lifetime. I mean, we are going to create at the very beginning. For the subsequent vendor master record configuration, we did not to create it again, the accounts group. So the meaning of accounts group creation is clear to all of us. Guys, meaning should be clear because the configuration is very simple. When I'll show you the configuration partner, you will see that it's very simple. Just maintain the T code and description and code. That's it. But you should understand the meaning. Okay, what is the reason behind that to create the accounts group? Every one of you getting this? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have done it. These 3 things. Okay. Now shall I proceed? How to create the accounts group? Let's see. The T code is OBD3. It's O, not 0. Huh? It's OBD3. Guys, it's screen coming like this. And you have to click on new entries. Okay. And here you have to maintain the accounts group. How, sir? The 4 character, my company code is ICDL, right? So ICDG, I am maintaining, and vendor for goods, vendor for goods in ICDL. Okay, just that's these 2 things. Code of the account group, 4 character, alphanumeric, maximum 4 character, and description. You should maintain the description properly. At least maintain your T code, sorry, company code, so that you can understand that ICDG belongs to your company code. Okay. So these 2 things you need to maintain and save. So I'm going to create 2 accounts group right now for the practice purpose. One is ICDG and another is ICDS. And vendor for services, ICDL. Guys, here there is a option called one-time account. Student often asks that, sir, what is the usage of this one-time account? So guys, try to understand one-time account means, say for example, you are going to purchase something or some goods from a vendor in certain times, means once in a lifetime, like this. And in the next year onwards, you are not going to buy anything from that vendor. So if it is there, or this kind of transaction, if it is there in your system, so you can create separate accounts group for such vendor with whom you are not going to, carry on the performance. So that time the accounts group which you are going to maintain, along with that you just select one time account. मतलब जो वेंडर के साथ मोर देन 1 ईयर हम लोग काम नहीं करेंगे और ऐसा कोई वेंडर का लिस्ट मेरे पास आए, so to those vendors I need to create a separate account group, because in balance sheet I need not to maintain the balance after year and year, because the next year onwards I'm not going to buy anything from them. So that time you should maintain a separate accounts group for that. And while you are going to maintain the separate accounts group, please click on this option one time account. So after 1 year, automatically the vendor will be nullified from your system. Okay, so this is the facilities available in SAP. So you can avail that if you have this kind of transaction. If you don't have, no need to click on this. Okay, and save. So guys, have you understood how to create vendor and all that? Sorry, how to create the accounts group?
Yes, sir.
Anyone having any confusion in it, you can ask. Feel free to ask.
Ma'am, sir, after creating like vendor for goods and services, if we want to create again a new vendor, then what it will be? Only goods and services, only not
No,
vendor,
no.
or
If you have a new vendor, ma'am, this is the accounts group. This is not a vendor. Okay, this is the classification parameter. So if your
hmm.
vendor belongs to the goods or services, so no need to create any accounts group for them. You can place any accounts group out of it.
Okay, so any type of a goods we can take, or any
Yeah,
type of
any type of
services we can.
stock material or fixed product. You have to
Yeah.
classify. So first of all,
Hmm.
you need to classify from at the very beginning कि what are the type of purchase you are going to do in the market.
Select.
Yes. So
Uh-huh.
then on the basis of which you can create the parameter. In future,
Okay,
if
sir.
you have a new parameter is coming out in a picture, say for example, for the past 2 years, you have maintained all the, what I can say, domestic purchase. But in the next,
Yes,
after
yes.
2 3 years, you are going to start import. So that time you definitely can create a foreign vendor, I mean foreign vendor account group and maintain that. That options are
Uh-huh.
there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Guys, shall I move on? Any doubts, any
Yes,
confusion
sir.
from this part you can ask.
Yes, sir, you can proceed.
So guys, next is a number range. Number range means every vendor in your system should be numbered. We know that in SAP there is a no description. I mean description does not matter. Be it company code, be it group company or chart of accounts. You guys have seen that everywhere there must be a character or code should be used. So from GL onwards, whenever you have started the configuration, the GL, so you have seen that we are starting with the numbering the GL. You have to start with the numbering the GL, right? So how shall we numbering the GL? So guys, 1 lakh to 1 followed by 5 times 9 is a liability GL, 2 lakh to 2 followed by line asset GL, so and so. So we have classified like this. So similar things will be happening with the vendor also. Okay, whenever the vendor shall be created in your system, so how they will be numbered? कैसे उन लोग का numbering होगा? So that's why the number range options are there. So what is the T code for that? XKN1. So guys, these are the common steps for the vendor. And click this interval, and here you can see already there are so many number range has been maintained in your server. Every server will contain predefined number range. So I have a suggestion, small suggestion over here. What are the small suggestions that you have? Guys, if you want to maintain the vendor number range, do not create the new one because that is not a productive task. So my concept is, since this is a case of numbering, so I will select any of the number range combination out of it and I will use it for my vendor numbering. मतलब मैं नए तरीके से कुछ यहाँ पे add on नहीं करूंगा because already there are so many number ranges are available in the server. So I can select any one as per my choice, and that number range I will assign it to my accounts group for my vendor numbering. Can I do so? Absolutely, sir. You can do that because system does not mean that you have to create a new one. It's nothing like that. So, sir, this is not a productive task to create the number range or like this. It is a kind of formality. Okay, I have to select. So here in this list, I am going to select this one. Okay, which ones are this 04? The 04 I am going to select for my vendor. It means what? it means whenever I am going to create vendor either centrally or decentrally, I repeat, whenever I am going to create my vendor either centrally or decentrally, I'll be getting my vendor starts with 3. In this number range, I mean 3 followed by 5 times 0 and 3 followed by 5 times 9. In this number range, I will get my vendor number. So I don't have any problem with it. I can maintain 6 character or 6 digit number for my vendor. So guys, you guys also do the same thing. No need to create your own number range because that will not make any difference. You just select any number range as per your choice from this list and select this one, 01, 02, 03, 04 like this, because this character should be assigned. 03, 04, this character should be assigned, not the others. This character should be assigned 03, 02, 04. This character should be assigned. So I need to assign 04 to my accounts group. Every one of you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's see how shall we assign. So OBAS, the T code is, yes, the assignment T code is OBAS. So this thing, click on the position. So my number range is ICD G1 and ICDS. So 04, 04 and 04. You can select the 04 from here also by clicking the pop-up window. So this is my selection. I am going to select this. Okay. And save this. So guys, we have done the first 3 steps, and remember always, for the first time, whenever you are going to create the first time vendor in your company code, first time, then only you have to go through these 3 steps. So after the configuration of these 3 steps, no need to configure again these 3 steps for further configuration of the vendor. Clear? Because we will be using the same configuration for my future vendor master record maintain. So these 3 steps is clear to all of us, guys. This is a very, it's not crucial, but it's like a formality. You have to go through this, then only you can create centrally or decentrally. So that's why we are going to discuss for the last half an hour. Okay, what is the meaning of it, so and so and all that. So yes, guys, every one of you getting this? Anyone having any confusion? किसी को once more चाहिए, दोबारा समझना चाहिए? You can ask. मेरे end से तो हो गया configuration. Now I can proceed with the vendor master record. Shall I?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So guys, in this configuration, we have done this 3. Now, in today's class, we are going to create the vendor decentrally. Centrally configuration today is not possible because to create vendor centrally, we need to maintain so many records in like plant, storage location, purchasing organization. So that will be our next class task. Don't worry, guys. Today we are going to understand how the things are getting done in SAP. So we are going to create the vendor decentrally. Okay, so decentrally means we are going to maintain the record on the 2 data segment, that is basic data and company code data. Now let us understood that how. So what is the T code for the vendor? It's FK01. So guys, whenever you will be getting T code like 01 in SAP, like in vendor XK01, okay, like in customer FD01 or XD01. So whenever you are going to get this code like this, FK01, XK01 or something like that, so always remember one thing, 01 for the configuration, 02, if I use 02 FK02, that will be the edit. So we can edit the vendor. So if you want to edit the vendor, so you need to use FK02. And finally, if you want to display the vendor, so that will be FK03. So I repeat, boys and girls, whenever you are going to get the code like 01, 02, 03, so it means what? It means 01 for the configuration, 02 for the alteration or edit, and 03 for the display. So once more, sure, 01 for the configuration, 02 for the alteration, and 03 for the display. Guys, याद रहेगा आप लोग को?
Yes.
So later on classes, we'll be seeing that MM01 material management. So MM01 should be the, creation of the material. So if you want to alter any information in the material, so T code will be MM02. And if you want to display the material, so MM03. So create, alter, display 01, 02, 03. So let us proceed. FK01. So guys, do not write anything in this vendor column because this number has been given by the system. Okay. So you have to mention your company code. So my company code is ICDL, and I'm going to maintain my accounts group on goods. I mean vendor for the goods. So ICDG. So company code we have, and of course in today's morning we have created the accounts group. So this accounts group I'm going to maintain. So ICDL and ICDG. Now press enter. So guys, this is the list where you can maintain the information for your vendor. Now whatever the information has been given by you guys, like name of the vendor, address of the vendor, we are going to maintain one by one. Okay. So in first page of the vendor, you have to maintain the basic details of the vendor, like name of the vendor. So I'm going to maintain the name of the vendor is, say for example, Asus India Limited. Okay, Asus India has already been created. So Samsung. Samsung India Limited, the name of the vendor. Okay. Next, address of the vendor. You have to maintain the address. The address for the Samsung. So street, house number 27, postal code 16, city Kolkata. Guys, simple address of the vendor. Country, IN for India. Achha, region should be your state. Okay, in SAP, region means the state are available in your country. So for West Bengal, I'm going to select the 25. You guys will be selecting as per your state name. Okay. So this is not a GSTN code like 19 for the Bengal, nothing like that. This is SAP's own selection. So in my server, 25 reflect the West Bengal. Okay. Next is the post box. So post box is the Park Street, and postal code is a 7,16,000. And if you have a communication details like telephone number, mobile phone number, and everything, you can maintain over here. So first page is clear to all of us, guys.
Yes, sir.
So this is a part of the basic data, guys. Basic data means the basic data tab, where we should maintain the name of the vendor, address of the vendor, and the communication details. A mobile phone number of the vendor, contact person, so and so. So this is the first page. Guys, there are so many tabs are there, don't worry. So after putting all, guys, please take the screenshot. For the first time, I'm requesting to all my students, please take the screenshot. It will help you. Because I always believe that the visuals are more effective rather than the running notes. So please take the screenshot. So whenever you guys are going to maintain the vendor, you just check with your configuration with my record. Okay, every tab has been fulfilled or not. Done? Shall I?
Yes, sir.
Now move on to the next. Okay. Second page is optional. This information is not for India. This is not our GST or TDS or something like that. It's not this kind of tax. So if you are going to maintain any Indian vendor, okay, so you need not to, maintain anything over here. But only remember one thing, sometimes students are asking that, sir, often what happened, the vendor, I mean, say for example, Samsung is my vendor. Similarly, Samsung is my customer also. It happens, guys, in practical life. जिससे आप सामान बाय कर रहे हो उनको आप सामान बेच भी रहे हो. So if it is so, Okay, Samsung is your vendor as well as customer also. So that time you should maintain the customer code over here of Samsung, because we have created the customer details of Samsung also. So that code you should maintain. If there is a chances, then only we should do this. अगर ऐसा चांस है then only हम लोग ये करेंगे कि जो वेंडर से हम सामान बाय कर रहे हैं, वट एवर द वेंडर्स, आई मीन जो भी वेंडर से वी हैव, इफ आई एम गोइंग टू बाय एनीथिंग फ्रॉम हिम and we are selling anything to them, so that time only you should maintain this, or else this second page is entirely optional. Okay, in a third page you have to maintain the vendor bank details. Now after configuration of the house bank, you must know what is a bank key, what is a bank account number, and everything. And this is not our bank account details, this is the vendor bank account details. So country is IN, bank key means IFS code, then bank account number. So this information is given by the vendor. Account holder name is, since it's a current account, so Samsung India Limited. Okay, then press enter. Sorry, I think मैंने सारा दे दिया. Okay, now you have to maintain the branch details of the vendor bank. So State Bank of India, State Bank of India. Region is a 25. Street, say for example NS Road. City Kolkata. Branch, say for example Dalhousie. Guys, this is a very tough thing to do. Maintain the bank details, maintain the vendor address, vendor contact details, or it's an informative one. What do you think, guys? ये टफ है आप लोग के लिए ये बैंक रिकॉर्ड मेंटेन करना, वेंडर अकाउंट्स डिटेल्स, आई मीन एड्रेस वगैरह मेंटेन करना, कि इज इजी, वी कैन मैनेज. So definitely we can manage, but only after the practice. Okay, so done it. Now move on to the next, contact person. Okay, so Mr. Vinit Jain, my contact person to the Samsung. Okay, so what is the department of the Vinit Jain? He is a sales department officer, because for us it is a purchase, for Samsung it will be the sale. So I'm selecting sales department contact details 003, and furthermore we are maintaining what is the post of that, that is head of sales. So guys, this is the contact details. Okay, whenever you need to contact anyone in the Samsungs, to whom you need to contact. So Vinit Jain, you need to contact with the Vinit Jain, who is the sales head of the Samsung. So whenever you have any kind of quotations issue or any kind of ordering issue, you should connect with him. So guys, right now we have done 4 different tabs. So guys, I'm click on this one, right arrow, left arrow, to move on and move back. Okay, so first page deals with what? So guys, first page deals with the name of the vendor, address of the vendor, and everything. This is the first page. In a second page, that is entirely optional, nothing to do. In third page, we need to maintain the bank details of the vendor, the third page. In fourth page, we need to maintain the contact details of the vendor. So guys, this information is known as basic details or basic data. This 4 page, I mean from 1 to 4, whatever the information you have maintained, these are coming under the basic data tab. So which basic data? I think you guys remember, on the basis of which we can classify centrally or decentrally. So under the basic data tab, what are the informations are there? So under the basic data, the first information is the vendor name, vendor address. Secondly is the bank details of the vendor, and third is the contact details of the vendor. That will be coming under the basic data. So guys, basic data segment is clear to all of us. Okay, what are the things are there in the basic data tab? Everyone? Yes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now move on to the next is a company code data. Okay, so now let's see what will be there in company code data. So how shall we move on? Just click on the right arrow. Okay, next screen. So from here, the company code database shall be starting. And it start with the new thing that is called reconciliation account. Why new thing? Because sir, it is completely new, because that is totally entirely SAP's selection. Okay, reconciliation account is not for other thing. Reconciliation account is entirely for the SAP. Now what is the meaning of reconciliation account? Guys, vendor record, vendor configuration is a part of, I repeat guys, vendor information, vendor configuration is a part of accounts payable. The submodule name as accounts payable. And we all know that whenever we are going to maintain any transaction in SAP, any transaction, any debit transaction, any credit transaction, if you are going to maintain in SAP, we must have the GL. Guys, whenever we have start configuring the GL, we have understood what is the purpose of configuring GL. What is the purpose of configuring GL? So purpose of the configuring GL is what? To maintain all the transaction. I repeat, purpose of configuring GL is what? To maintain all type of transactions. So if you want to maintain the transaction for the vendor, so there must be a vendor GL. So reconciliation account is an account which will link between your GL and accounts payable. I repeat, reconciliation account will be account which will create a link between your GL and accounts payable. So vendor GL we are going to maintain in where? So vendor GL we are going to maintain in GL module. Vendor GL we are going to maintain in GL module. Okay. And here the vendor master record we are maintaining accounts payable submodule. So there are two different submodules. So we need to relate them. So how shall we relate? By creating the reconciliation account. So reconciliation account is nothing but it's a vendor GL account. I repeat guys, reconciliation account is nothing but it's a vendor GL account. So without closing this window, how shall we create a new GL? I mean new window /O. Guys ये पता है ना आप लोग को? मुझे vendor GL बनाना है अभी, but इसको off किए बिना because we are maintaining the record. So if you don't want to turn off the current scenario and if you want to again open a new screen, so /O FS00. So you can see both the systems shall be maintained. So guys, you just make a note of it. Here vendor reconciliation account is nothing but vendor GL. Please एक line लिख लीजिए. Please write a single note. Here vendor reconciliation account means vendor GL. So we need to create a vendor GL, a common GL. We should create a common GL for the vendor, and that GL will be using for each and every vendor. So vendor is my part of my liability. Vendor is part of my liability. So liability starts with 1, I guess, in my case scenario. So accounts group is what? It's liability, balance sheet account, Samsung India Limited, short text, long text. Okay. Now come to the control data. So guys, in control data, what you are supposed to do, you will get an option called reconciliation account. You just click this drop down and select the vendor. So remember, in SAP, 3 type of GLs will require the reconciliation account. I repeat, in SAP, there are 3 types of GL which will require the reconciliation account. What are the 3 types of GL? Number 1 is a vendor GL. Number 2 is a customer GL. and number 3 is a asset GL. So asset GL, vendor GL and customer GL will require the reconciliation account. Every one of you getting this? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
So always याद रखिएगा SAP में 3 GL ऐसा है जहाँ पे reconciliation का दरकार होगा. That is asset GL. Asset means fixed asset GL, customer GL और vendor GL. Asset GL, customer GL और vendor GL. ये 3 टाइप ऑफ GL ऐसा है SAP में जिनके लिए reconciliation account दरकार होगा. So I am going to select the vendor because I am going to create the vendor. Okay. Line item display, guys, vendor का short key always should be 012. Huh? Do not write 001. This is another selection. Whenever you are going to create any GL for the vendor, so vendor short key will be 012. Vendor short key will be what, sir? Vendor short key will be 012. Number 1. Number 2, in the next page, create bank interest page, field status variant will be G067. Whenever you are going to create any reconciliation account, so your field status should be G067. So this combination you should remember. In case of vendor GL configuration, my short key will be 012 and my field status variant should be G067. So whenever you are going to select any reconciliation account part, you are going to select any GL. So your field status group will be G067. Every one of you getting this? Anyone having any confusion? Shall I save this? So I'm going to save. Okay. So what is the number? The number is 1,600,000. And here this number I am going to use. If I click on the pop-up, so you can see the Samsung is appearing. So this is the reconciliation. GL is assigned with accounts payable. Okay. So here once again you have to give the short key 012. Done. Next in this page nothing to be written. So please take a screenshot. This is the company code data. Huh? From this page onwards we are starting the company code data. So company code data first page is reconciliation account. What is the meaning of reconciliation account? So it is nothing but vendor GL. Reconciliation account is nothing but it is a vendor GL. Every one of you getting this? Now I'm going to save it. Oh, अच्छा 3,20,000 is already exist. Guys, there's a small changes to be required. Okay. Number range problem actually. I need to change my number range for my accounts group because that number range is almost full. That's why I'm getting this message. So I need to use this one. 06. Yeah. Okay. So guys, once more I need to create, that is FK01. So company code accounts group like this. So first page, what do I need to maintain? So number 1 is the company. Number 2 is name of the company, description, short description, long description. Next is street house. You have to maintain. Okay. Done. This is the first page. Second page is what, guys? Anything else or optional? For India, it's optional. Nothing to do with it. Right? Third page is, sir, it's your bank details, your vendor bank details. And details of the bank and branch. Okay. So guys, these are the basic data. And from here, which data we are going to maintain? From here, we are going to maintain the company code data. So 1,600,000, short key is 012. Now payment terms. Guys, आप लोग जो credit policy बोल रहे थे, that is called payment terms. So for the time being, for the first time, whenever we are going to create, we are going to use the payment term 0010001. But you can alter these payment terms. Here some ready-made payment terms are available in your server. If you have a different payment terms, you can add on this list. If your vendor is offering the different payment terms, different things, so you can add on that things in your list. Okay, but for the time being, for a practice, we are going to use this only immediate. No discount, nothing, immediate. Okay. Next, dunning is not important. Dunning is absolutely optional, because whenever the email culture is being introduced in the system, we are not going to follow any kind of other things. Every follow-up, every reminder call, we should through a mail. Okay. And there is an option called SIN details. So guys, whatever the vendor taxation part, so since my server is not GST enabled server, that's why there is a no GST. But we know that before GST there is a service tax, excise duty are there. Achha, withholding tax defines the TDS. So here you can maintain the PAN of the vendor. Under the withholding tax tab, okay, here you can maintain the PAN of the vendor. Okay. So after introduction of the GST, only this tab is applicable. The rest of the tab is not applicable. This server is not GST enabled server. That's why GST number part is not coming. So don't worry. So guys, these are all about the vendor record. I'm just go through once again. So we are going to maintain the decentrally vendor. So decentrally means we are going to maintain two level of database. Number one is the basic data, and number two is the company code data. So under the basic data, what are the options are there? Under the basic data, the options are there like this. You can see this. Second number is optional. Second number tab is optional. In third number tab, there is a bank account details for the vendor should be there. Okay. In fourth, that is contact details of the vendor. So this 4 page will be coming under the basic data. And from fifth onwards, that will be the company code data. So starts with the reconciliation account. So guys, can you please tell me what is the meaning of vendor reconciliation account in one sentence? What is the meaning of vendor reconciliation account?
So vendor GL.
It's a vendor GL.
GL account.
Okay. Yes.
GL.
A vendor GL account.
This is a vendor GL.
Correct.
Vendor GL.
So short key will be 012. Next, payment terms. Right now we are not going to introduce any discount or something like that. So we are maintaining simply 0001. And then dunning is not required. So now I'm going to save my vendor. Acha, before that, if you want to update the tax part of your vendor to SIN, you have to click on SIN details. So here only maintain the vendor PAN. So here we have maintained the vendor PAN. And now I'm going to save this. So here you can see this is my vendor number 6 followed by 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 6. How many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, 6, 7.
7
So
0.
I have created the vendor 6 followed by 7 times 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2, 6. So whenever I need to place any order to the Samsung, whenever I need to post any documents which I have received from Samsung, I need to use this. I need to use this code for Samsung. Clear? I need to use this code for Samsung. So this is my vendor code for the Samsung in my system. Every one of you getting this? Clear to all of us?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now any question if you have from the vendor master record, you can ask. Okay. So we have done the vendor decentrally. Acha, I told you that time ke if you want to alter, say for example, you have done wrong bank account number, you have entered the wrong payment terms. So how shall we edit that? So the T code is /n fk what 02. Okay. So you have to type your vendor code over here. So here 6 followed by 7 times 0 and 26, my vendor code. And from here you have to select the tab where you need to change. Okay. So I maintain everything. Now press enter. Enter. So here you will get a chance to alter any information of your vendor. So here I need to apply the mobile phone number. Okay, while I'm entering, so I need to maintain this communication detail. That time it was optional, but I don't know how it's become the compulsory now. Okay, next. I think guys you have understood what I'm trying to say. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is all about the vendor configuration decentrally. Sir, how about the centrally vendor? So to create the centrally vendor, definitely we have to, how to join the class. Who is asking these questions? Class is about to finish. Acha. So guys, now we need to proceed the next part, that is called what? That is called posting. But before getting into the posting, decentrally part, this is all about the vendor decentrally. And how about the centrally vendor? Centrally vendor configuration is totally different. Different means first two tab is almost same, but one more tab will be there, that is a purchasing organization. But before getting into this, we need to configure first the purchase organization and everything we need to configure. So that is different things. So we have to understand and we have to configure also. So the next week we will be doing that vendor centrally. So guys, after configuration of the vendor, now I am going to post some document against my vendor. But before the posting of documents, we need to configure few more things. What are the few more things? Guys, in SAP, if you want to post anything in your company code, what are the postings, sir? Like vendor invoice, customer invoice, GL document. If you want to post this kind of thing in SAP, so remember one thing. There must be a document type for this posting and document number range. So there are two concepts are there, document type and document number range, and it has to be maintained in your company code. Sir, once more, if you want to post any transaction in SAP, transaction like credit purchase, credit sale, vendor payment, receipt from customer, if you want to do this kind of thing, so there must be two little configuration in your system. What are the two configuration? Number one is document type should be there, and number two, document number range should be there. So I repeat, number one, document type should be there in your company code. I mean, there must be a document type should be maintained in your company code, and number two is document number range. So now please give the heading document type and document number range. Each and every configuration you will get the similar step: document type, document number range. Be it controlling module, be it FI module or MMSD, whatever. If it is coming for the question for posting, अगर posting का बात हो रहा है, so you must check the document what you are going to post, it has to be there, and document number range has to be there. So document type and document number range, it has to be there. So please give the heading document type and document number range. Every one of you getting this? Yes, no? So document type and document number range. Now what is document type, what is document number range, we'll get to see, don't worry. See this one. So guys, document type, say for example, you are going to post any GL document, general ledger document, so there must be a document type should be SA. So in your server this SA should be there. Customer invoice, the document type is DR. Guys, these are all of the universal, okay? Everywhere in the world this is the default. If you want to post the customer invoice, so there must be a document type DR. If you want to post the vendor invoice, there must be a document type KR. So right now I am going to configure this three document. Number one is a vendor invoice, number two is a GL, and number three is a vendor payment. This three document type I need to configure right now, because I'm going to post the vendor invoice and then I need to pay the vendor. So KR and KZ, and I need to post few GL document. That's why SA. So this three document type I must find out in my server, SA, KR and KZ, and along with their number range. So document number range means voucher number. In your system, your voucher number should be recorded 1, 2, 3, 4 or like that. So that also needs to be configured. So 01 for the GL document, 19 for the vendor invoice, 15 for the vendor payment. We must see this. This has to be configured in my system. So guys, I'm requesting to all of you, either take the screenshot of it or please make a note of it. या तो screenshot ले लो या तो note down कर लो, because each and every posting will require this. Guys, we are performing right now hardcore SAP configuration. We are not performing end user. That's why you are getting some odd terms or odd configuration. Sir, in Tally or other software, this type of question may not ask at any time, because that time you are going to perform the end user. In Tally, you are the end user one. You are not a Tally developer. But in SAP, we are developing our company code. We are configuring our company code so that we can perform the end user task in my company code. So I told you in the very beginning of the classes, there is a two type of different courses are there, end user and consultant. In our classroom discussion, we will provide both, but you should follow wherever you are getting the comfort from. आप वही follow करो जहाँ पे आप comfort zone देख रहे हो. Okay? So guys, या तो इसको copy करो या इसको ये करो. हो जाने से बताना प्लीज. हाँ, okay guys, so now right now I'm going to try to find out these three document in my server. That is GL document for SA, vendor invoice for the KR, and vendor payment for KZ, and along with their number range. So what is the T code for that, right? So guys, please note down this two T code. For document number range, it's FBN1, and document type OBA7. Please note down this T code, FBN1 and OBA7.
सर डॉक्यूमेंट टाइप का टी कोड नहीं दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, थोड़ा स्क्रॉल कीजिए ना.
दिखा अभी? And document number range is FBN1. Done guys, done. Shall I move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have to check your server this document type are exist or not along with their number range. So first you have to start with the OBA7. Okay, OBA7. So what are the document types are there, guys? Please tell me. First is SA. So click on the position and type SA. It is GL document. Okay, so 01, it's correct. So in my server, SA is there and 01 number range is also there. So nothing shall be do over here. Nothing shall be done over here. कुछ नहीं करना है मुझे. नेक्स्ट फाइंड आउट क्या करना है? KR. अगर नहीं होता तो हम लोग को डिफाइन करना पड़ता है. ओके, if it is not there, so then we need to define, but since it is there, so I need to nothing to do with it. So KR is a vendor invoice. So double click on the vendor invoice. So number range is what? 19, na? Yes, 19.
Yes, sir.
So 19 is there and KR is also there. So nothing to be done. Go back. And KZ, vendor payment, is 15. Is also 15. So guys, in my server, I have checked that vendor payment, vendor invoice, GL document, the three types of document types are available. So sir, if it is not there, then we need to define KZ, KR and SA. But guys, 99.99 chances are there, it should be in your server. Don't worry. 99.99% chances are there, it should be in your server. Okay, so don't worry guys. So now move on to the next. What are the next? The next is document number range, FBN1. Sir, document number range is nothing but voucher number. So guys, if you have seen that in Tally, whenever you are going to post any document, I repeat, in Tally, whenever you are going to post any document, you must have seen that the voucher number is automatically coming. If you don't like the automatic voucher number, so you can do the manual also by go to the alter option. याद है आप लोग को जो टैली किए हो उन लोग को याद होगा. If you have done the tally, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we are not in tally, sir. We are in SAP. So everything we should configure. So that number which tally is providing you by default, that number you have to define one by one. So now my next step will be document number range is FBN1. So what is my company code? So my company code is ICDL, and now click on intervals. Okay. So what is the number range? So number range is 01. Year should be 2022. Guys, we are in a 21-22 financial year. So you have to select the last year of the financial year. So right now we are in 21-22. So you have to select 2022. So if you want to define 01, so you should start with the 1 followed by a 6 times 0 or 7 times 0. So I'm maintaining 6 times 0, 1 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 9. Next enter 15, 2022. So 15 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 15 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And next is 19. So 19 is the number. Year should be 2022 always for 2022 financial year. A 2022 financial year. 21-22 financial year. So we should maintain the 22 because in SAP we have to maintain the last year of the financial year. And here you have to maintain 15 is done, 1 is done, now 19. So 19 followed by same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right now these three types of number range voucher number should be there. So guys, whenever GL document will be posted, you will be seeing that the voucher number starts with 1. Whenever vendor payment will be posted, the voucher number starts with 15. Whenever vendor invoice will be posted in my system, my voucher number starts with 19. So this number range I need to create by myself. In SAP, everything should be created because you are right now in a developer stage. You are developing your company code. So I know this is kind of odd step right now I am doing. You guys have not done before this kind of step in any software because we are all end user and here we are performing the consultant part. So that's why we are going to do this. So remember one thing in SAP, before posting any document for the first time, be it customer document, vendor document or whatever, before posting any document, first of all, you have to check that that document type and document number range should be there or not. मतलब कोई भी डॉक्यूमेंट पोस्ट करने से पहले डॉक्यूमेंट नंबर रेंज एंड डॉक्यूमेंट टाइप उसमें होना चाहिए नहीं होना चाहिए ये आपको देखना पड़ेगा. Okay. Now move on to the next. Guys, please give the heading tolerance group, the last one. So tolerance group is another configuration which we need to configure before posting any document. Why, sir? In SAP, the meaning of tolerance should be the upper limit. I repeat, boys and girls, in SAP, the meaning of tolerance should be the upper limit. In SAP, I repeat, the meaning of tolerance should be the upper limit. So please make a note of it, tolerance group, and write a one sentence. Tolerance group refers to the upper limit in SAP. Tolerance group refers to the upper limit in SAP.
सर ये अपर लिमिट का मतलब क्या है?
मैक्सिमम कितना अमाउंट ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट पोस्ट कर सकते हो.
ओके.
कोई भी ERP का एक अपर लिमिट सेट करना पड़ता है. नहीं तो ERP रन नहीं करता है. Upper limit can be sky is the limit, but there should be upper limit or lower limit. कि minimum कितना maximum कितना. That's why whenever you are going to do the ATM transaction, you know very well कि in a day you can do maximum 3 transactions, right? Not more than that. So every ATM system in our India, for each and every bank, they are connected ERP wise with their bank, with your account. So whatever the transaction you are doing through the ATM, so that will be reflected in your bank account. So there is an upper limit. 3 times in a day you can avail your ATM card, and or the maximum 15,000 or 20,000 limit should be there. I think we all know this kind of thing. हम लोग को पता है ये कि ATM से दिन में मैक्सिमम कितना पैसा विड्रॉ हो सकता है, ATM कार्ड को दिन में कितना मैक्सिमम स्वाइप कर सकते हो. So these are the upper limit. So each and every ERP system, they are following the upper limit system, and that is known as tolerance. So these two code you have to maintain. Maintain tolerance group and assign tolerance group. Maintain tolerance group and assign tolerance group. Guys, shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Acha, right now whatever the
Yes, sir.
configuration I am doing, that is tolerance group, document type, document number range, all these are coming under the part company basics. So I think you remember that the company basics is the first submodules of SAP FI, and I told you that day that after doing the fiscal year and posting variant, I'll come back again to finish the remaining configuration. So what are the remaining configuration? Document type, document number range, tolerance group. These are the remaining configuration. Okay, and this is the compulsory configuration. Without configuring this, we are unable to proceed further. So you have to understand. Okay, so creation of tolerance group, assign tolerance groups. What is the T code is there? OBA4, OB57. OBA4. So click on new entries. So guys, since we are using the common server and we are sharing our SAP ID, so do not write anything in the group column. Let it be as a blank. Okay, you just maintain your company code, and here amount per document, amount per open item, you have to maintain the amount. So I am going to maintain a large amount per document. And per open item, guys, what is the meaning of open item, line item? I will discuss with you guys while I'll be posting. Right now, you just need to understand that there must be a concept of open item in SAP, and we have to maintain a amount on it. And maximum amount of cash discount. So I'm maintaining certain percentage. Okay, maximum cash discount will be the 5%, maximum amount per document, this, maximum amount per open item, this. Guys, there is no limit on maintaining this. You can maintain the largest number, you can maintain the moderate number or lower number, but you have to maintain it. I press enter. So please take the screenshot. I'm requesting to all of you, please take the screenshot whenever you will be performing in your company code. This screenshot will help you. So please take the screenshot. Done. Shall I proceed?
Yes.
I'll save this. So my tolerance group will be saved. Okay. And now assign tolerance group OB52. OB57, sorry. OB57. So remember one thing, guys. This assignment will not be with your company code. This assignment will be with your user ID. If you have a SAP user ID, so that you have to assign with that. So my ID is SAP 120. Guys, the login ID for the SAP. Okay, I'm talking about the login ID for the SAP. So SAP 120, and here you have to assign it. So since I have not maintained any group name, so this is called blank assignment. I repeat, since I have not maintained any group name, so here you have to blank assign. SAP 120 in tolerance group, you have to assign as a blank. And now save. So guys, this is all about the SAP basic level 1 configuration. We have done the level 1 configuration, and the next Sunday onwards, we'll be performing the end user task. Guys, I think we are all in a same server. We are all in a same server. Okay, and I will guide you how to practice. If you have not started the configuration, so if you are in a same server with me, so I will tell you how to practice. But next week onwards, I'll be assigning practicing tasks to all of you without any fail. Within a week, you guys have to practice. If you want to learn something SAP, if you want to learn anything from SAP, you have to follow my words. So Sobik, Sachit, Saurav, you guys please mark my words. You have to start practice without any excuse. You guys are getting 1 week in your hand to practice it. That is enough, I guess. And remaining students,
Yes,
Sneha,
sir.
okay, and other students who have started their practice, so please carry on. Okay, follow my steps. So guys, in next week, I'll start the end user part. I'll show you in office for the first time what the task you will be assigned, and then I'll proceed further.